All right, let's get started. So, some people wonder how I use tech, how I use all my tools, and I'm going to show it to you all now. So, Arrows and Impact is the gala that I'm hosting, and it's basically being 10 plus years in business, either through bringing free archery through Hidden Gems Inc., the nonprofit. Shout out to Eastern Sports Development Foundation, just believing in a girl from the Bronx, math teacher, nothing about archery. And I was like, we're bringing mobile archery to New York City. And that was amazing. And just knowing that through Hidden Gems Inc., Hidden Gems Archery came about, and this idea that archery can be in our urban communities, we can have future archery pros, and then we can skill up our youth and like just lifelong habits. That being said, with Arrows and Impact, not only am I celebrating 10 plus years in the New York City area of bringing archery into the community, we're celebrating the people that actually supported us in these past couple of years, and I think that's very important to support and have support. But what's the bigger vision of this, right? There needs to be a why. Yes, honorees, you can check out the honorees. They're amazing people. Really a shout out to everyone along our journey who has been advocating for us. But it's just more than honoring them for being with us for the past 10 years in different like ways and forms and all of that. What's really going to start happening is the money raised at this event is actually going to help us do 50. My goal is 50 free youth archery clinics all over New York City. And we're actually tying it to like the precincts. So they're like 142 precincts in New York City or something crazy. And so we have the precinct, that's how the DYCD works when it gives out grants. That's how people connect different things. And then with the precinct, we actually, and I'll show y'all. Let me show it to y'all because your girl Tasha be doing some hard work. And so we actually have the community elective partnership tracker and who's saying they're going to partner with us. So we're reaching out. I have a VA, EA working through that for me and just really telling people the vision of archery 9 to 4 for free for youth. And we're going to have a fun play. I think 5 to 7 we'll do like a fun shoot, like where adults could come. I'm unsure if we'll like try to charge them and be like, pay so we can have more free youth clinics. That's neither here or there. I think what I really wanted to pull y'all into is this vision of yes, people are saying yes to us, electors are saying yes to us. They will be showing up to our gala. This was my vision and dream to celebrate with people I care about in the community in which I reside. And so now what's going to happen in my mind is so it's 122 precincts and districts. I want some of y'all, like the people who are like virtual, people who have seen my work, I want y'all to weigh in and I want y'all to be a part of this. And not only like the virtual people, but the people who are in, the New York City area. I want you to join us, right? I want the adults to really come to the 5 to 7 fun shoot time, have laughter, meet people in your community. So what I'm thinking of is how do I take this list and actually let's gamify or let's encourage others to vote. So I don't know how to do that. So first and foremost, let me go into my handy dandy Claude and I'm just gonna voice it out. Sometimes I use whisper and then sometimes I voice it out. So let me just voice it out so I could just get it and let's see how that works. So I'm looking to do a really fun way of having people vote on the communities and where they will want to have a free youth archery clinic. Our goal is really to have like 50. We'll see if we get that far. If we fall short and do 40 all day archery events next year in 2027, that is still a big milestone. And there's like 123 different precinct districts. And so I would like to know what type of tool will be able to support us in this. I don't know if we're just going to embed it into our Arrows and Impact site or we're going to create the whole website from scratch. Give me your thoughts and ideas because the vision is that someone will click and say, I want precinct 1, I want precinct 2, and I want precinct 3. Tell me your thoughts on how we should go about doing that. And so I have that forcing that out right now. What I am going to do is also, so I work like, yeah, I work in parallel all day, every day. So let's see if I even remember what tool. And then you can actually run both of these like side by side and things run in the background. I don't remember what chat I had all of this in. Don't know if it was. Yay, I did it. It was here. So I was able to pull the data from that, which is really great. Okay, so great idea. Okay, the strategy vote to be is shareable. You already have the government relations map to explore it. Great. State your precinct's current rank number one. So, okay, on the tool itself, 3 tiers. Fastest, cheaper, GHL survey form embedded on Hidden Gems. Okay, you already run GHL, so every vote becomes a contact with a precinct tab, which is gold later when you're recruiting. All right. Downsides are not, but not fun, and there's no native leaderboard. So we want a leaderboard team. I think we want a leaderboard. Type format tally embedded, sync to GHL, fine. So, okay, best fit for your vision, a custom voting page. I click on where someone taps the precinct, enters name, email, zip code, and see the live top 10 leaderboard votes flow into GHL for you. It's generally not a big build. It's one page, and I could prototype the whole interactive. It's good for you right now, so you can see it before deciding what for you. Okay, hosting something like, okay, vote.hiddengemsinc.org. All right. Don't build a single dedicated landing page. Okay, with the map, leaderboard, feed into the free that lives on the Hidden Gems brand writing. And help me with the one number New York City has. Alrighty, Claudette. Some people like to name their AI. So sketch out this for me. I do like the clickable New York City map where someone could tap their precinct, enter their name, email, and zip to cast their vote. And do like the idea that we do have a leaderboard of the top, districts that people would like to come out, or people who live in another state is like my cousin lives in the Bronx or Brooklyn or whatever area. So that's going to mock that out for me. But not only will that mock it out for me, I like using Manus actually too. So when I was designing, you know, my app for HCA, because we need a scheduling app, I actually liked how they did the scheduling app. So then what I am going to do is I am going to go back to Arrows and Impact. I am going to take a picture of this and I'll probably push it into Manus and actually have it run also simultaneously. And so I'll add like this is well, that's not really the color scheme for us. Let me go to hiddengemsinc.org. We actually do have a color scheme. We're about this life. And so let me take a picture of this. And then, because branding is important, y'all. Stay on brand. Some people want to get off of brand and do all types of stuff. Like, you confuse me and I confuse myself. And then one of the reasons why I'm okay with doing multiple things is because I just, in my mind, I separate things by, okay, that pop-up came up, so we don't want that. I separate things by brand, and it just keeps me normal. Okay, so I'm taking a snapshot of this, and then I'm pushing it into Manus, and I'm gonna just say, hey, using the logo, design colors, I would like a one-pager with a map of the New York City precincts and districts, because the vision is that people could click on the different neighborhoods and precincts and be able to vote of where they would like us to bring archery. Ask me any questions or clarifying questions to make sure that you could do this job. And so that's going to work through that. I am going to go back here to the voting tools. So right now it's sketching this out for me. And as you can tell, it's not what I would like, but it is doing something, right? It is doing something. But it has like a wrong sort of concept that people know what precinct they're in. So I'm just gonna like voice it and just be like, not only do we need to know the precinct, like we really do need to figure out like how to make sure that the neighborhoods are gonna be assigned or attached. and then also how the elective officials, so people need a more robust sort of mapping. So give me your thoughts. And so then that would do that for me on that end. And then still with this, I could build this. Okay. Should the map include? All right. So I'm going to update and upload the precinct map that we have. Okay. What does it have? All the precincts. Wonderful. And so this is actually like data that's like just out here in the universe. And so it's not nothing special, especially when you just start asking your tool like to find it, to aggregate, like pull it together. I'm just going to, I'm going to delete the rest of these. And I want you to know there's a method, like everyone has their own method of how they use their tool, what they use their tools for. You just got to decide. Like there's other things that I could do, right? Like I could have a checklist. I could just put this into ClickUp. But right now, I just want to make sure I am trying to visualize what it is to like have like if a certain area, like council member Wilson area, doesn't care about doing anything with archery, like why am I gonna like ping them? Like I'm still pinging them, right? I'm inviting folks to a gala. So yes, there should be a lot of elected officials at the gala, but our representatives from that community, and we want that. Like we want that for our life, right? Born and raised in the Bronx, myself. So tell me less, tell me less. And I'm just so big on communities and connections and what we could do together. Like that's the life I'm trying to live, team. That's the life I'm trying to live. Okay, Manus. So please view the attach. So it's gonna upload that and start working for me. And again, I'm still ideating and looking back on what they're saying. Okay, the fixes the flip there doesn't not the road and everything else. Here's how it works instead of putting there's a dress and it becomes an input and so I don't need all of that. So I'm not good New York City. Okay, about 260 neighborhoods. Okay, the elected officials, you can pull every vote cast by residents. Okay, this is too much. They want too much. I'm not trying to like make y'all think that hard. All right. So what I'll do is I will say that this is your source of truth. This is your source of truth. Use this. Okay, and so now it has the data that I want. And so you have to imagine what I'm looking to do. And I probably need to precinct map. What I need to do is actually probably share with them the map. And then what they'll do is people could like click on the specific area and it hones in or something. So there's multiple ways that I'm going to, and I imagine this happening. And it's I use Hidden Gems. Okay, so now it has to confirm the scope and make sure that that's able to happen. Confirm, verify the New York City officials. So I'm excited about that. So both of them are going to be running in the background to do this. And then while that's happening, what I need to do also is do the research. So even up here, it talks about the map and then the GHL. So then my question is to myself, so let's say the map is mapping and someone clicks on a certain vote or area that they want, then it then should push up so that they will also be notified when we have it. Because like I said, we are having the event like 9 to 4. We're going to be there on the grounds like 7 to 8, setting up. We'll probably have like a 6 target setup. And, you know, people will sign up. And so by informing people like this is the vision, they'll know. So we're actually looking at maybe a 4 to 8 or 6 to 8 setup. I'm just really, like I said, like having a session maybe like 9 to 10 is one session. 10 to 10:30 we set up and people register or come in. 10:30 to 11:30. Yeah, people are registering way beforehand, y'all. Like we are so organized and safe. Like we do not want nothing happening. And so really being thoughtful about that. Um, One of the other things I realized when we did this was we made sure that our honorees realized like this is what we were doing. And then even our honorees, they're gonna be able to, they have their own PNGs, right? You're supposed to submit, one of their favorite quotes or, something that I'm able to like share out with you all so that you will know. And that's just very important because we want to have momentum that's a little bit different. We also create a social media toolkit, sponsor warm intro letter, a sponsor one page, our general flyer, because this is actually community driven more so than anything else. So let's see what happened in the world of the tool. So this is still running, which we love because it's about to give us some goodies. All right, in the meantime, what I have to do is, okay, voting. I don't know how they did this. Neighborhood crosswalk. Okay, so they're jumping in. Okay, present master. No, I don't need all of that. So it's not giving everything I want. Okay. I would like a visual diagram and representation. So that's working through that. And then I actually read what they say sometimes. Perfect. Alrighty, that's gonna be running. Okay, so what else do I have to do? So what I'll have to do is, okay, ensure that we have all the folks that we want as honoree. I added 2. So what I have to do is go in here and edit. So I actually use go high level. I will show it to you all. I be staying busy because I do want you to see like what it takes to actually do this. It has to send me a code because people are malicious. They be out here on these streets trying to get us, y'all. Trying to get get us. Yeah, and then honestly, like I keep on saying that you all know your rhythm, but when you start talking things out on like what can I do, what's possible, really go after it. So I got to switch to my nonprofit account, and then with Go High Level for me, everything has its ups and downs. Like not all the tools are like perfect, but I like building projects and I like building rapidly. And then because I like to build rapidly, there's a different way that I need to build. And so a tool like Go High Level, I'm on the agency plan. I don't have an agency team. I have no agency. I just end up building stuff um, like a lot. So I'm thinking about letting your dreams fly, or I have vendor in my pocket, or I have, you know, sell to schools, or I have, so it's just all these things. So what I'll have to do is go into my app. So we need to add 2 more people to this. And when you think about the honorees, and then this is for a shout out to people who have businesses, really consider what it means to celebrate. Celebrate the folks that are in your life. Like even Coach Q is going to be celebrated. And I know that, sponsors are coming in at 200, sponsor teacher ticket at 185, but it's just for the greater good. Like I said, we hit a milestone and I love milestones for us. So we did not, that's probably not the one I want. So let me go back. And then this is the latest version. Where is my... Okay, I have the websites, I have the funnels, and then what I need to look for is I need to look for one of my pages. So you have your home, book a ticket, you have to make a donation. Okay. Book a ticket. Nice. Cancel. Another thing about having more than one thing is I forget. I forget all the time. I just forget where things are. Okay, my honorees. So one of the things now here is I got to go into honorees, and then, like I said, with the tool, it gets really weird. And how do we need to fix it? So even the superintendent was added. Okay, let's do this. And then we're honoring our young ones. Yay. Actually, my team could do this, right? But then sometimes I just want to dive in. And so now, like I said, I'm waiting for the interactive map to show so I could show it to you all. Because implement the voting and public API, design and build a brand new one-page map experience. So it's a whole thing. And what I'm going to do is edit this in the meantime. Let me make sure this doesn't die on me, because that'd be happening. We'd be working so hard out here. Your battery die. Your work doesn't save. You're like, where did I go wrong? Okay, and so what has to happen is you got to see the pink. I want to duplicate the pink. All right, duplicate this. So I got to try to get to the duplicate. Yay, duplicated. Woohoo! And then I have someone else. So it looks like we could have 6. So let me see if I could duplicate it again. These stuff are so fickle, y'all. Okay, duplicate again. Perfect. So, and then Gil. Okay, that's fine. They always tell me there's an error, y'all. Always. I'd be like, why is there another error? Okay. And then so what I do is, let me try to make sure I spell people's names right, because it's the worst. And then she is community-based person. And I'm doing this while I wait for it to run, right? And so, community coordinator for contemporary housing, PS16. And then Dion. And then some of these people are like hidden gems. And I know some people be like, why are you honoring your family? I'm like, why not? Might as well. Might as well, y'all. And strategic events manager. And then what I'll have to do is What did I put for? Yeah, it keeps on saying error creating page, but as long as it's saving it, tech is teching, y'all, and so I'm here for it. Okay, and then for at New York City Public Schools. I already told y'all I'm in New York City Public Schools, so I live in that life. And then I gotta get their images because these are not their images. So now I gotta do the work of getting their images. And so let's check out what Manus has done. It's still building. And so as it builds, I'm just showing y'all what I'm doing like simultaneously while things build in the background. And then even with okay, master crossword precinct. Okay, for every pad is saying now because it's been okay, both times are clickable by the way, tapping the crossword. Okay, so at this point, it's not understanding what I want. So I'm just going to save image as. I probably spelled it wrong. That happens a lot. And then I'm just going to upload, add to files of photos, and then I'm just gonna say create a geographical map for me. As it relates to the images, what I'll have to do is work magic. I'm out here working magic, team, working magic. Okay, so I'll go to her one. So we have like 40 something. And what I'll do is I have to figure out. So I don't need all of this. I need to download just the image itself. But you see how all of it lights up? So now I need to see how I download this. Like even the fact that that other thing came on, this, it's not going to be a good look. So let me say download selection. So it's taken that curvature piece. I don't need that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to freeze this. I'm going to lock this. I'm going to lock this. Okay. So I should be able to take this. Let me see if it'll let me download that selection. All right, download. And then let me see what they do. Let's see. I don't think it's gonna work because I've been testing it out, but we'll see. Let me go back into, and I'm not using Chatty. Manus is doing the work of the map. So I think I'm really gonna like what Manus comes up with. So stay tuned for Manus. And then with Hidden Gems, it's still looking, right? So now going into Geo Sun. So let me update. I was just checking the time. So let me update the Canva. Or no, let me update the landing page. We're not using that anymore, team. We got to get this updated. So for this, what I have to do is assets. And then we're going to upload the assets, upload file. And then I'm going to upload this one. I probably should rename this. Okay. I probably should rename all of them because what happens is SEO. And when people like search things and all of that, that's what they see. So let's see if this works. So it didn't. So let me go back and play around with why not. So I ask it to download the selection. Download selection. Oh, transparent background. That was the culprit. I think. I think that's the culprit. Like, listen, that's why when you do some of these stuff, you just want to do all of them and knock it out. Because when you don't, you have all types of like depth, image depth in your stuff. Okay, yes, that's what we want, team. So this is Nay. And so that's for her. And then Dion. Let's see if Dion one was prepared by my team. Not yet. So let me do it now. All right, so how it works is I duplicate this. I'm gonna duplicate this. Then I'm gonna make sure that I change the name. I have her photo. So what I'm gonna do is send it to myself. It's a beautiful photo. I'm going to have all things, y'all, all things. And I did not do this design for this. Shout out to Sean and Social Lexicon for this. So I'm gonna add this here. I'm gonna add her here. It's gonna remove the background. And then I'm gonna position this perfect. And then add Dion. Name. And then that's it. Special projects and strategic. People be having some long names, y'all. Strategic events manager. She might need to put discretionary programs, but if that's the case, I'll work on that. And so one of the other things we're going to do is send it to her and be like, is there anything missing? And then if that's the case, we will update accordingly. That's why it's the back and forth. And this is actually a couple like one big 10+ years event. It's worth it. It's worth it, y'all. It's worth it. And then I'm like, okay. And so I think she would want discretionary programs on there. So let's put discretionary programs. Make sure I spell it right. Thank God for what's that tool people be using? Grammarly. That's manager. All right, it looks fine. I thought I spelled that wrong. I didn't. It's a little bit crowded, so in the skill sets I do not have, let me y'all, this life of like design, I tell you, God has blessed people with design skills. That's not my calling, but your girl Tasha will try. I think I still got to lock this. Do I gotta lock it? No. Okay, I do. I gotta lock it. It looks like it wants to be a part of it. I don't want that a part of it. Great. And then remember, I did download selection. I did transparent background. I downloaded it. And then I went into this. And then I'm gonna upload it and change the picture. Upload file. Version 2. Perfect. And that is it. Maybe I put 4 discretionary programs. You never know, y'all. You never know. I'll ask her to verify. I'm not trying to get no one's titles wrong, y'all. No one's title wrong. Okay, and then I'm like gonna publish this. I probably say there's gonna be an error. So here's Manus. Okay, it needs to try again for Manus. And then for voting, there it is. So it did the map. So I think what we're gonna do is actual and outreach the honoree honest credit first one. So then do okay for the purchase will set this act rendering St. Joseph the vote form and the board post voting is now want me to merge the two. Yeah, let's see. Because then what I would want to do is plan outreach for this precinct. I don't need to outreach to the precinct. I want people to vote. And so really shocked that Manus didn't do what it was supposed to do. It's probably gonna run and I'll show y'all that at another time. Don't really want to reach out yet. So just want a voting tool. Okay. How do I make sure that voting could happen? Like what would that look like as it relates to a tool like this? And then I actually also know that we could just do like a list, right? We could just say, here's a list of the areas. But what I really do want is people to be able to pick and actually know their area. I don't know. I think it's fun. I think, there's always an element of like enjoyment and stuff. And so it will probably be built out. So it's going to take me through it. I also might do this in Lovable. So I might just create this in Lovable, and that's probably the next video where in Lovable we just create this tool, and then the tool is able to be seen at maybe like /vote or something like that. So okay, so voting page, confirm vote, no click vote. Okay, and it's talking about my assistants. So yeah, I'm gonna pause this video here, but I will come back and then extend it. But yeah, I'm glad that listened a little bit. So that's the vision, team. That is the vision.